Hello, my name is Matthew, and I'm the programmer behind the light display on 30 St. Thomas Street in Enfield. You'll probably recognize me more by the photo of my light display seen here. I decided to put this together because we wanted to incorporate more of the community in our light display, especially right now since most of us are currently stuck at home, especially students, and we're looking for something to do. This is a short lesson in light choreographing, and also an opportunity for your design for the light display to be displayed on my house. So to begin the lesson, you've probably already seen this sheet if you're watching this video. The link to this video will be here, and you've probably already clicked it if you're watching this when I'm done with it. So to begin programming the lights, you'll need to start by clicking this link here with the template. And that will bring you to this page. I already have it open. Titled 2020 Beginner Light Choreography. Now this is a Google Sheet. If you're more familiar with Microsoft Excel, it's very similar to that in the functionality. And what you're doing here is pretty simple. If you have a Google account or a Gmail, you have access to this and the ability to use Google Sheets. So one thing you'll notice is that I am the owner of this Google Sheet, so while you can open it and look at it and click around, you are not able to edit it. So you can't really change anything, and how can you program if you can't change anything? So to make your own, you need to click File, and make a copy. And you'll see here a copy of 2020 Beginner Light Choreography, because I will be getting multiple of these. I'd like you to put something unique in there. Your first name would be good enough. Well, my first name is Matthew, so I'll be putting Matthew. And we'll make a copy. And we're opening it up. You see here we have the same page, but in this instance it'll be yours. And you're able to make changes to it. So now that we have this, it's ours, we can make changes to it. What is going on here? It's kind of confusing, very blank actually. All the way in the left-hand column, you have timings, and these are all in seconds. So you have 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second. And this will show you when things are going on. So if you do something here, that'll be in the first second of your show, second of your show, and so on. And your show can be a minute long, 30 seconds long, but here we're limiting it at a minute. And then the next 3 columns are things that you see on the house. Trees, stars, and the house. And these are all things that you will be changing and programming. You'll be able to light up. So if you go back to my photo here, you see the trees. That's the first one. Some trees. What's the next one? Stars. Those aren't lit right now. You have the stars. Oops. And then you have the house. So the tubes. And they're all lit right now, so it's very bright. It's white. Go back to Chrome. And what you'll be doing here is deciding in what seconds do these turn on and what seconds do these turn off. That is exactly what I do when I'm programming the displays, and those displays you watch around the holidays or during Halloween. So in these first, I decided on the trees that I want them to go slowly. So I think I'm going to have them light up for 5 seconds. So how do I tell if it's going to light up? You highlight the boxes you want to light up. So if I wanted to light up 1 second, I would just fill in that, and then I wouldn't light up anymore. But I want to light up 5 seconds. I'm going to fill up 5 seconds, and you can use any color. I recommend black because it's easiest to see, and in the house it won't be as confusing later on. Here. And then I think I'm going to keep it simple. And I don't want to change it up. I want the trees to go on for 5 seconds, and then go off for 5 seconds every time. So, a secret here, you're going to highlight the whole thing. So on for 5 seconds, off for 5 seconds, and I want that to repeat. So I'm going to grab it until I have a plus, that little dot there. I'm going to pull it down to 60 seconds. I'm making a 60-second long sequence. And there we go. Every 5 seconds, the trees all turn on for 5 seconds. And now the stars. Stars twinkle, right? That's what they do. So I think I want to make the stars quick. But you can make the stars light up for 5 seconds. You can make the stars light up for 10 seconds. I think I want to make them quick. So I'm going to just do 2. And I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to pull down all the way for a minute. And doop, we have the stars flashing very fast. 1 second on, 1 second off. And you don't have to do the same thing throughout. You could have had the trees up here going for 5 seconds, and then the trees down here going for 1 second at a time flashing. And that's just what I decided to do. Now onto the house. As you saw, and you've probably seen if you've seen this, those tubes on the house aren't just white. These are just white, so they go on and off. But the tubes change colors. Something different. So, what you can do here is pick the colors that go in. So the possible colors I have offered are pink, blue, white, and for white it is gray, just so I can see it, red, green, purple, and rainbow. There's no yellow light, so the rainbow option is yellow, as well as off. So here, everything's off if it's white. It just makes it easy to see. So for house, I think I want, will be patriotic. We'll have red. And see, you click the fill. I'm doing gray. You say gray, white. And blue. And if the white's tough to see, don't worry about it. You can darken it up. As long as it's easy to tell what you're doing. And I want red, white, and blue to keep alternating every second and just keep repeating. It's pretty easy. But you can use any color. You can use pink, blue, white, red, green, purple, and you can go through all of those. Or you can do green, purple, red, green, whatever you'd like there. So this is what a completed sequence looks like, and this is what I do for any display. But it kind of looks boring here, right? You just got dots and numbers. So, because it's daytime right now, I can't quite go outside and show you what the display would look like on the house, even though this can play on the house. But I can pull up a photo and animation of it and play that for you. So what we have here, we have the stars on the roof. We have the tubes. And we have the trees. It's kind of blocky, just because it's the animation. And we'll play it. And see, we have red, white, and blue tubes. Trees are on and off for 5 seconds. See, and they'll go back on. And our stars are blinking every second. So that's what our sequence did. But the tubes could do other colors, the trees can blink faster, the stars can blink slower. It's completely up to you. And of course, the thank you to our workers and our radio station. You can't change because those should always be on. And then is it for that? Stop it. And we'll go back to the sequence. There's one more step once you finish it. Our display, as you may know if you've seen it before, doesn't just end off at flashing lights. There's music too. That's what you listen to on the radio. So I would like you to recommend a song here, and it can be any song, anything you think fits, anything you like to hear. Don't hesitate. And it doesn't have to fit within the minute. We'll just cut it up. So the song I think I'm going to pick, because I have red, white, and blue, is God Bless America. It could be anything that you hear on the radio, or Pandora, iTunes, Spotify. You can use those. Now, the final step. You have to go to the share button. It's probably the most prominent button. Share. So this is all done. So you have to get this to me now so it can go on the house. And you're going to do change because this is restricted. Change. Anyone with the link. And you've done this before if you used it in Google, most likely. And you can leave that on viewer. So now you need to copy the link. And go to Gmail or Outlook or AOL, whatever a parent may use, or yourself. Let it load. And you see I sent one to myself earlier to test it. I'm going to compose. And this is different across all emails. That's not what I'm here to teach. But it's the easiest way to get it to me. Option 2. This is the important part. carrier Christmas lights at gmail.com. And that's our last name. You'll send it to me. And we'll make it lights again. Not important what the subject is. And you'll press paste. And there's your link. And that's all you need to send. I'll be able to look at it, plug it into what it needs to get plugged into, and the lights will play on our house. See, there it is. And look, that's a glimpse at what we just made. So that's our completed option. Now, another option you have in programming this, once you're at this beginning part, if you don't quite want to do the fill, if that's too tedious for you, you do have the option to click this button here, or go to File, Print, and look at that. Go here. Your parent, if you have access to a printer, and you're able to color in. So you can color in the trees where you want it with markers, crayons, and pencils. Color in the stars when you want them to turn on, markers, crayons, or pencils. And then the house part with the different colors, as long as they're similar to these, or you want to make a mark next to here of what colors you're using for each one, you use those. And then you color in what colors you want the house to be. And write in your recommended song here. And if a parent or yourself wants to scan it in, or if it's easier to just take a photo of each of these pages and send that to the email, that we can do it that way too. And I will transfer it from this onto the house. So that brings us about to the end of the lesson. We'll go back to our starting page. So a few things. If you're clicking on the link here and it doesn't quite work right away, I'd recommend copying and pasting it into the top. And if you don't quite know Google's Sheets and you prefer in another format, we can try to work it out. Feel free to send me an email here. That's also the email you send the display to. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email here and we can figure it out. And at that, good luck programming. I'm excited to see what people out there make, and be well.